Hello, Mahaska County 4-H and FFA families. I am Amy Brainerd, and I'm the County Youth Coordinator here for Iowa State University Extension and Outreach in Mahaska County. I just wanted to take a few minutes to let you know what we are planning on for the 2020 Southern Iowa Fair with 4-H and FFA exhibition. The Mahaska County Extension Council voted at their meeting on Monday, June 15th, to let our 4-H and FFA exhibitors exhibit their livestock at the county fair, and they can also exhibit in the other areas. So this is pertaining mostly to 4-H, but 4-Hers can exhibit non-conference in the exhibit buildings, so in the 4-H smaller exhibit building and then also in the larger exhibit hall. We will be doing non-conference. What that means is we're calling it kind of state fair style. So you will check in during your official check-in time for your club, and it doesn't have to be you. It could be a parent, a friend, a clubmate, whoever can get your exhibits to the check-in area. You will check in near the overhead door to the exhibit buildings, either of the buildings. If you have ag and natural resources, animals, or science, engineering, and technology, those will go in the smaller 4-H exhibit building. And then if you have anything in the family consumer science area, creative arts, including photography. So note that change. Photography will be in the larger exhibit hall this year, and also personal development. Any of those family consumer science areas will get checked in at the larger exhibit hall on the fairgrounds. So you will check in with our superintendents. We will be using the fair entry system this year. So check in, you'll just give them your name and they will check in your exhibits. You'll drop them off. We will have volunteers that will then take them from the check-in area to the judges' tables. And the judges will look at your exhibits, read through your write-ups, and evaluate your exhibits. You will not get the opportunity to visit with the judge this year. We just decided that for safety measures and keeping our 6-foot physical distancing, it was just a better option to have the judges just go through the exhibits on their own, similar to how they normally do that at the Iowa State Fair. So it's kind of a bummer because you don't get that exact feedback right there in the moment from the judge, but we will be providing written comments from the judges on each exhibit that gets brought to the fair. So you will be getting some type of evaluation that you can read and learn more about what you can do to change your project in future years. So yes, I'm sorry for that, but at least we do have an option for exhibits to be judged at the county fair. Those exhibits will remain on display until the end of fair and have a normal checkout process like we usually do. Please be sure that you are factoring in 6-foot physical distancing. So especially during that checkout time, it's usually a lot of people, and we'll just make sure that we are keeping some extra space between all of us as we are getting our exhibits out of the buildings and loaded into our vehicles to go home. The next thing I want to talk about is state fair selection. We all know we don't have an Iowa State Fair in 2020, so it won't be called State Fair Selection. We are going to have some type of state showcase. Details for that are to be determined at this point. Everything is changing daily, hourly, almost by the minute. So as we know more about that process, we will share that with our exhibitors. But we'll be looking at a top selection, so maybe the top few in each category. We'll be figuring out those details here in the coming weeks, but as we know that information, we will definitely be sure to share it with you. But there will be some type of special selection for top honors, so please note that. The next thing I want to talk about is our 4-H communications event. So with communications, it will pretty much look the same. We will be factoring in 6-foot physical distancing. So we will do that with our audience. We will do that with our judging. Pretty much most of that's done primarily up on the stage. So we've already got that 6-foot distance in there anyways. For working exhibits, we will add an additional table. So there will be 2 table lengths between the 4-H exhibitor and the audience that's participating with the working exhibit. One thing I forgot to mention about static exhibits is you can bring food and nutrition exhibits. However, the judges are required to not taste the food items. So they will be evaluating everything on appearance, the fragrance, the texture, just kind of everything that has to do with that baked item or that prepared food item, but they will actually not be tasting that. That is a requirement from our insurance, and so we are just steering clear of that. Same goes for our working exhibits. We do not want to have any food items, anything edible with your working exhibits this year. That will not be an option, so please plan accordingly as you are signing up for your working exhibits. Keep that in mind, please. Then we'll move on to our horticulture. Horticulture will pretty much be the same as usual. They'll get judged over in the smaller 4-H exhibit building. We will not be using the horticulture booths this year. That was a decision that was made back in 2019. So that has nothing to do with the COVID or the certain circumstances we are under right now. However, we will be making sure that judging takes place at a table's length. So we'll have a judge on one end of the table and the 4-H'er at the other end of the table, keeping that 6 foot between the exhibitor and the judge. We are also asking that families, if you're going to wait with your exhibitors, please try to limit that to one person, no more than one person. We also understand that family situations don't allow that sometimes. So please try to limit it to one additional person per exhibitor. If it's an older exhibitor and they can be by themselves, that's wonderful. We will definitely be factoring in 6 foot physical distancing with our seats in the waiting area and with judging. So that's pretty much all we have to cover with horticulture. That includes your vegetables, your cut flowers, your container flowers, your herbs, and your berries. So all of those class details are in the fair rule booklet. You can find out more about that through reading that booklet. The next thing that I want to discuss is livestock. So we are able to have traditional livestock shows. However, if you would like to, you are more than welcome to pre-register. Note that, pre-register by July 1st to go after show. We're not calling it show and go. We are having traditional livestock shows with the option to go after show. What that means is you pre-register with us and let us know what you plan to take home. Give us your name, your club name, or your chapter name, the species that you plan to check out early, and you are welcome to check those animals out and go home immediately following your show. If your show is a late evening show, you are welcome to wait until morning when it's daylight. However, those animals must be off the grounds by 8 a.m. that following morning. So you do have that option. Something that I also want you to be aware of is the Fair Board has voted that if you want to participate in the auction at the fair, you have to leave all of your animals at the fairgrounds the entire duration of the fair. So if you have a steer and a rabbit and you want to take that rabbit home, but you also want to sell that steer, they both need to stay on the grounds in order for you to have eligibility to sell that steer in the auction. Auction details will be released by the Fair Board soon. They are switching to a ribbon auction for all species. So you'll have to figure out ways to market your own animals, but due to market and due to pandemic, they have decided that it will be a ribbon auction this year. So if you do have any questions regarding the auction, we recommend that you contact the Southern Iowa Fair office to visit with their Fair Board members who are part of the auction planning committee. They are working on all of those details. They're working around the clock just like we are. So please be patient with them if they can't answer that question right away. We're all trying to figure out everything as we go. So livestock will look pretty much the same. Definitely factoring in 6 foot physical distancing. You are welcome to wear a mask. We encourage you to wear a mask or a face shield. It's not a requirement, but we do strongly urge you to wear those. We understand it's probably going to be hot. It's going to be County Fair Week. It's going to be hot. So we understand if that's just too much for you to have on, especially if it's a humid week. But please try your best to be socially distant. You can sit in groups with your household, your family, but we want to keep you separate throughout the rest of the week. So there will be times that we may ask you to step back a little bit, especially as we're doing our animal check-ins. We want to try to have just one family in the area at a time. We will likely have cones or painted lines on the ground where people need to stand so that they're 6+ feet apart. And then you can approach the scale when you are called up to approach the scale. We're just really, really trying our best to follow the Iowa 4-H best practices for our summer programming. We are also following IDPH, CDC, and guidelines from our governor's office. So please bear with us. I know this has been an announcement you've been waiting to hear for months. We have been working honestly around the clock, not sleeping very much, trying to get all of these details figured out for you guys so that you can all have a great fair, a safe fair, a healthy fair, and we can't wait to see you. We miss working with you all. My job's county youth coordinator. I miss those youth. I miss seeing your faces. I can't wait to get to the fair and see all of your happy faces and see everyone back together, but at a distance. And we look forward to having a great fair. So if you have any questions, please thoroughly read through our documents that we've provided on our website. We have the fair documents for 4-H and FFA exhibition at www.extension.iastate.edu/Mahaska. We've got that right up there. We'll keep it at the top of our webpage until fair is over. And you can find additional details in our weekly 4-H updates. You don't have to be in 4-H to read those updates. They're also on our website. If you click on newsletters and click on the 4-H newsletter, I am posting those weekly. So anybody, it's open to the public to read the information that I'm sharing with our 4-H families. And then for you FFA members, I don't know all of the details for your static exhibits. So if you are wanting to do something that is non-livestock at the county fair, please be contacting your FFA advisors. They have the details for getting those entered and what you need to do when you get to the fair and how that will look. FFA oversees their static department, 4-H oversees our static department. So again, FFA members, if you have questions like that, please reach out to your FFA advisors. If you've got questions about camping or anything that happens during the fair week, any kind of contests or activities that are open, please reach out to the fair board. The fair office number is 641-673-7004, or you can contact the extension office with any further questions regarding animals or static or communications, horticulture, anything that relates to our 4-H exhibitors or Clover Kids exhibitors being at the county fair. Our number is 641-673-5841. You can also send me an email. My email address is vermeer@iastate.edu. All of our contact information is on our website. We look forward to seeing you at the fair. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you taking the time to let us take the time to organize this fair and get all of the details laid out. As things may come up and things may change, it's possible. Things are changing rapidly. We will be sure to inform our families. So I wanted to hop on here, give you a quick update so you could see my face and let you know that we're here for you. We're super excited, and we are going to have a safe fair. We're going to have a fun fair. We just need to remember, watch the signs we've got posted around the fairgrounds. We will have, the fair board will have signs up, 4-H will have signs up. Please make sure you're following what we have on there. The only way we can have a safe fair is if everyone follows the rules. So please be sure that you're following the guidelines that we have posted and the rules that the fair board has posted for being on the fairgrounds. We will have some more information as the fair approaches in our weekly updates, and probably we'll have a lengthy county fair July newsletter update. So be looking for that, and please thoroughly read all of our documents that we've got posted. A lot of time and effort has gone into those documents, so please read them. And then if you do still have questions, reach out to your leaders, your advisors, and then you can reach out to our staff. Thank you.